It is our pleasure to have a couple special guests here in studio with us as the mandatory minicamp is now done. The offseason is underway. Training camp beckons soon, and we do want to remind you when it comes to the Cardinals, a limited number of season and individual tickets are currently on sale for Cardinals home games. For more information, please visit azcardinals.com/tickets. Gambo, look at who's joining us in studio right now. It is Will Johnson, rookie cornerback out of Michigan, and it's Cody Simon, rookie linebacker out of Ohio State.
And nobody's thrown a punch yet. Let's see if we can get through 20 minutes without anybody beating somebody up.
We're good. We're teammates now, so it's all good.
Yeah. Cody, I just got a message from Jay Feely. He went to Michigan, and he played for the Cardinals for a number of years. He said, it's been 1,944 days since Ohio State last defeated Michigan.
Wow. We're certainly aware of the number.
Okay, all right.
There will be, I don't know, next season there'll be some bets going on for sure.
Okay, but you got a ring. You got a ring. You both got rings. You both got rings. I mean, that's good. All right, forget the football for a second. I'm trying to. I never went to college. If I'm trying to go to college, Michigan or Ohio State? Give me a reason I should go to Ohio State over Michigan.
I mean, it's just a better school. I mean, you look at everything you can get. I think Columbus is way better than
Columbus over Ann Arbor.
Than Ann Arbor, yeah. Way better city.
Better female student body.
Well, yeah, I met my girlfriend at Ohio State. That's the best place you can go for sure.
Education. I'm going to get a better education there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay.
But you go for the experience, and it has the full experience as the city there. You got everything you need right in the city of Columbus. So I think it's well connected to everything, and the city's growing too.
Well, you were recruited by Ohio State. You chose Michigan. I know your dad went there and everything, but why would I choose Michigan over Ohio State?
I mean, if you're going there to get a good education, that's a good reason. I would say great culture in the college town. We got a great college town in Ann Arbor. Great fans, great student body, great football. You know, we don't lose a lot of games over there. So great environment in the big house. Nothing beats the big house. We got a lot of things.
Yeah. What was the rivalry like to each of you guys? You played against each other for years. It was a tremendous rivalry. What was it like? I mean, I growing up, going to high school, I'm sure it's one of the best rivalries in all of sports. All of sports. What was it like to be a part of that? How exciting was it? How much the nerves that you had to go through to play in that football game? What was it like?
I mean, for me, I mean, it was special. I mean, I bleed blue. You know, both my parents went to Michigan.
Yeah.
My dad played there, so I've hated Ohio State since I can remember. So getting to Michigan and doing the things I did in those games and in those type of matchups we had. I mean, every game was special. You can't really describe. That's bigger. I mean, just as big as a national championship, honestly, winning that game and playing in those games. So you can't really even describe it, but it's a great opportunity.
So have you mentioned you're joking about bets. Have you already talked about like where you're going to be when you watch the game? And I mean, are you going to watch it together? Or are there going to be bets that are already in place? Like what plans are already in place for when Michigan plays Ohio State this year, guys?
We don't got nothing right now. I mean, but we don't really know what will be. How that aligns
on the schedule, I haven't looked, so I don't know whether you're on the road or at home or what. But I would. Is there going to be at least a get together of the? Yeah, I mean, but it's going to be you and a bunch of Ohio State guys.
Yeah.
Well, like how's that gonna work for you exactly?
I talk about that every day. Like it's crazy how I'm the only Michigan guy in this building. There's staff members that are from Ohio State players. I mean, it's crazy, but. I mean, it's just Michigan versus everybody. It's always been like that. So
you got those bragging rights, though, man. 45-27, 45-23.
Nothing they can say to me.
30-24, 13-10. I mean, you got some major bragging rights right there.
Best thing they can say is they got a ring too.
That's right. That's right. They did.
But for you, I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
without a Big Ten championship.
For you, though, there was never any. There couldn't have been much of a choice in terms of, I mean, you were always going to go to Michigan, right? Or, I mean, were you, get your sister, your parents, the legacy, the family, all of that. I mean, were you ever going to go anywhere else? Did you ever think about going anywhere else?
I actually was, there was a moment where I was silently committed to Ohio State in my recruitment before we made coaching changes and things like that at Michigan. So I wasn't really a big fan of that Don Brown era of defense, that style of play. So I wasn't really planning on going to Michigan. But they kept taking corners over there, so I was like, you know what, they clearly don't really want me the way they say they do, and I ended up going to Michigan.
Cody, when we look at your trajectory from where you started, coming out of Jersey City, we talked about it when last time you were on. I'm a Long Island guy, New Yorker. Spent a lot of time in Jersey City. Great adventure and all the great places in Jersey. I'm sure you went there as a kid at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
To go to Ohio State, what did it mean for you as a kid growing up on the East Coast? Not a lot of school, right? In New York, you got Syracuse, 8 million miles away. You got Rutgers. What was it like for you to choose Ohio State and be able to go to a big-time program, especially for a kid like from the New York, New Jersey area?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big leap of faith. But, we had a couple guys from Jersey go to Ohio State before, like with Javante Jean-Baptiste and Jordan Fuller, who I actually connected really well with when I got to Ohio State. And, he kind of helped me out with a little bit of the transition, even though he had already left. But he was a great resource for me, and I think I wanted to make a decision that I felt was the best for my future, and it really worked out. I think just me as a human and me as a man, it really got to help me.
Yeah, and you persevered, right? I mean, you became a starter. You were 5 years at Ohio State.
Yeah,
5 years, became a starter, and got the Black O jersey. We talked about that when we had you on. How awesome that was that you got to be team captain, got the Black O jersey, but in this era where everybody's transferring, everybody's leaving. Oh, if I'm not starting, I'm leaving. If I'm not starting, you stayed with Ohio State. You made it work. How difficult was it? Was that an easy decision each year to stay and work to be where you are right now, or was it a tough decision?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was an easy decision for me. I never really had a thought in my mind of leaving. I mean, I loved the culture. I loved the energy that was brought to Ohio State, and we didn't win championships at the time, but I still believed in the path. I believed in the dream of achieving our goals, and I felt like it was the best place for me just as a whole, and me as a human, as a football player, and I wanted to just follow the path and stay the course, and it really worked out.
Cody Simon and Will Johnson joining us in studio here on the Burns and Gambo Show. Cardinals rookies as mandatory minicamp is done. Next stop, it's training camp for the Arizona Cardinals, which starts in late July. For a question for both of you, and Cody, I'll start with you. What about the transition to the NFL so far was kind of like what you thought it would be? What surprised you? What's been different than what you expected? How has this gone for you so far? And then Will, I'll ask you the same question.
Yeah, I mean, I expected it to be a jump in the mental side of the game and really just taking care of your body, physical side of your game too. But I think the biggest part is at the Mike linebacker, you're expected to know a lot of stuff, and you're expected to be able to control the defense and have all the checks ready to go. And I've been prepared these last couple of years at linebacker in college, so I think that was a big jump, but I feel like I was prepared for it, and the coaches have helped me, and the older linebackers also have been really good help for that side of the ball, and I've just been enjoying the whole process right now.
Will, for you, what's surprised you? What hasn't surprised you so far about how this has gone?
Yeah, I would say the biggest difference for me would be like just learning the playbook. The terminology is a little different.
Okay.
It's a lot more specific. In a way to where it's like it could be the same call but different wordings in the way we call it. So just learning the terminology and everything. Football is football at the end of the day, but just learning the terminology that we use with the Cardinals has been a different adjustment. Are
you going to be able to listen to an Ohio State guy if he's leading the defense and calling the plays? You're going to be able to
right back to that, huh?
Yeah,
right back to
be able
that.
to listen to him a little bit?
Yeah, man, we're teammates, so I'm all on board with him.
Tell me about the Michigan tattoo. Which it honors Michigan, your time there, your dad. How important was it for you to get that?
Yeah, that's something I always wanted to do. I said if we won a national championship that I would do it. So it's got the roses for the Rose Bowl. It's a portrait of my dad playing there, the national championship, and the Block M, which means a lot to me and my family. So I think it was a great tattoo for me.
How long did it take?
A few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
not
hurt?
too long. The calf hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a meaty
Depends
part,
on where you get one, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a little one, but it didn't hurt at all. But like, it depends on what part of the body you get it on. It can really hurt.
Yeah, like down by the ankle and stuff like that.
Yeah, where the skin is really thin, right? Yeah. Cody, for you, Gambo referenced it a second ago. Leading the defense, calling out the plays. I know everybody makes a big deal about the green dot. Tell me about your experience with the green dot at Ohio State and how much of a transition that was for you and how much of a benefit maybe it is for you coming in knowing that I'm not saying you're going to wear it your first year, but you could. Yeah. Tell everybody about the green dot and what that meant to you to get that kind of checked as a young player.
Yeah, so the rules of college football helped a lot with that. With this past year, we got to use the radio system, and so me and my partner Sonny, we would switch off in the middle of games just to get practice at it. But we would also during practice we would all use the radio's communication. So it wasn't super crazy of a transition for me to hear. The biggest thing is just trying to understand your coach at all times, and you have to get all the words right. And you know, it seems like a little thing, but you have to be able to communicate that to everybody, and you got to be able to be, speak with, enunciate your words, and like really have good cadence, and because if you're panicked, everyone else is panicked, and so that's a big part of being a Mike linebacker is just being that calm voice that everyone can trust. And so I'm working on that stuff and trying to be the best I can so that the team that the best they can be at, and so. Radio communication's been going well so far, and I'm just trying to get better at it.
Have you been working on that already? I mean, at this stage in the process, okay, so that is something you guys have already been doing so far.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a future president. Remember?
I was gonna
have all this stuff down.
I was gonna ask Will if he could ever vote for an Ohio State guy to be president.
Wow.
Did you hear Cody could be a future president?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. He's a very smart, sharp guy.
Well, I said something nice about you, Cody.
Oh, Will as well. I mean,
yeah, look at that. These Michigan, Ohio State guys getting along. Have you guys run into Calais Campbell yet?
Yeah, he's huge.
He's a huge human being.
Yeah.
Can you believe that guy is still playing football? Like, we were with him in Tampa in the Super Bowl. Yeah. That when the Cardinals were in the Super Bowl, what year was that?
2008. 2009. Yeah.
2008 season, 2009 Super Bowl. We were there with him, and he's still freaking playing the game today.
What season is this for him now? This is
19?
19,
yeah, I think it's 19.
19.
I think it's 19.
Yeah, he was like playing when you guys were you guys were barely out of diapers when he was playing.
23 or 22.
Yeah, he's still moving pretty well too.
He still moves pretty well. Yeah. Do you look at a guy like that? Can young guys, you're always looking for, and you guys were leaders on your teams. Both you guys were leaders. Now you get to a situation like this where the young guys, are you looking to other veteran players for leadership?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, it's a new world for us right now, so like we can have some answers, but we don't have all the answers. And those guys have been doing it for years, especially vets who have been 6-7 years in the league. They have a lot of the answers that we need, and we just try to be a sponge.
Yeah, that's a guy to go to right there. I mean, he's got a lot of good stories. He's got a lot of time in this league, Calais.
Who else in the room is taking you guys under their wing? You've been around for a month now, and guys have kind of come in and out because it's voluntary. But who so far would you say has? And it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who's been around forever like Calais. But for you, Will, who do you feel like you've kind of already bonded to a little bit in the room?
For me, honestly, all the corners.
Okay.
They're all pretty open, all welcoming, all want me to get better and give me the knowledge that I need. So Max Melton, Star Thomas, Elijah, Keytrell, all those guys have been helping me out. So, yeah, all the corners.
Is it different when that room, it's a young room, right? How is it an unusual environment given that there isn't really a set veteran voice in that room? Does it change the dynamic of it at all?
I was wondering how it would be coming into it.
Yeah.
Because we're all young, we're all competing, and how they would take me in a sense. But they all have been very welcoming and took me in with open arms. So it hasn't been a difference than anything in college or anything like that. No.
Cody, who's taking you in? I'm sorry, Gambo. I didn't cut you off. Who's taking you in so far?
I'd say first and foremost Mac. I mean, I was lucky enough he announced my pick, and right after that he also reached right out to me, and he's been a really good vocal person, and he's really welcoming, and he's trying to help me get better, and that's all I can really ask for because we're all just trying to get better at the end of the day.
You guys ready for 112 on Sunday? 112 degrees.
Probably inside for that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. This heat. I come from where we had 3 months of summer, right? June, July, August. Yes. I come from where September would cool down.
This is a little much.
What do you think of this heat so far?
It's definitely a lot. Something you got to get used to. You got to stay hydrated. The worst part is getting in your car when you're in the building all day. You get in your car, and your car feels like it's 130 degrees.
Right. You got to crack that window a little bit.
But it's still hot outside.
And then your air conditioning takes forever to get going.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
But we'll get used to it, though.
It's different, though, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Cody Simon and Will Johnson joining us here in studio on the Burns and Gambo shows. We're talking a little football with two of the prized rookies for the Arizona Cardinals. For you guys in this upcoming season, and Cody, I'll start with you on this one. The situation that you find yourself in on this team and the emphasis that was put on defense all off season long. What are your expectations for what you guys can be this year? What do you think is on the table defensively for you in year number one for you?
Yeah, I mean, my job, how I've looked at it, is just I need to be able to push the older guys to be better players. Like, we all need to be pushing each other. And so, I need to be able to do my job at all times. And, if I'm doing well, it's making other guys do well. And so we're not talking like specific, like I got to do this X, Y, and Z, but I know as a linebacker, like I need to be able to push those guys because if my play is good and their play is good, we're pushing our whole defense up better. So, I just think I just need to do my job and keep the standard of the defense really high.
Will, you talked about the room when you walked in and how young it is. I mean, when you come in, are you thinking I have a chance to start in this room? Is that how you approach your job every single day, knowing what's on the line with this team this year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's my goal, and I'm sure that's Cody's goal too.
Yeah.
But you got to come in, you got to earn your spot, earn your keep on the team. And right now, our goal is just to be the best cornerback room in the NFL. So that's our main thing. We got a lot of great young guys that can be on that field and play together. So we're gonna push each other, compete, and when that season comes around, go out there and make a lot of plays. That's our plan.
How much tape do you guys study right now of other teams and players that you're going to go up against? You're going to have to go up against some great wide receivers. You're going to have to make some stops on some big-time running backs. Have you got into that part of it yet where you're starting to look at other teams and players?
Well, a little bit for me, but for the most part, for the OTAs, it's been getting your house in order, right? So we're getting our own stuff down and trying to learn our defense. But there's definitely some. We have our division opponents, so you see a lot of the consistencies of the defenses we run against those guys. So, it's nothing crazy, but you see a little bit of those teams.
How about you, Will?
Yeah, it's definitely first, learning the playbook, learning our scheme first. But that's my plan all summer is to get our system in the back of my head to where I know it like anything else. So learn the playbook 100% and then study all these receivers about to play and break them all down.
How far along do you guys think you are in terms of like if it's a pie, right? Like in everything you're trying to learn, 50% of it, 75% of it, 25. I mean, where are you expected to be at this point in terms of your knowledge of the playbook and how things are run, and where do you think you are right now in terms of your knowledge? And Cody, I'll start with you on this one.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know exactly. I think we were by the end of minicamp or around like the 3/4 of the way through the playbook. I think, but I think this is what this 5 weeks is for.
Yeah.
For us to refine all those little parts of the playbook, all the defense, and so we're just trying to make sure we dot all our T's and cross dot all our I's and cross all our T's. Yeah. And I think I feel pretty good about the defense, and I'm going to keep studying and keep going back through my notes. But I think I'm right where we're at with the entire defense and in our installs.
Will, real quick.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is just, like I said, learning the playbook like the back of my hand so I can play freely out there and play fast. So you're not thinking it's like when you're a freshman, freshman in college.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of moving fast a little bit because you're learning and trying to play fast at the same time. So if you can learn and anticipate things instead of having to think at the same time, it'll allow you to play a lot faster. So that's my plan going into the season.
You guys a fan of any other sports? We got pro basketball here with the Suns. We got a baseball team with the Diamondbacks. You guys like any other sports?
Yeah. I feel like
football really dominates.
Yeah.
Do you watch anything else? Are you watching the NBA Finals right now with the Pacers?
Yeah, I love basketball too.
You love basketball.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up a Kobe fan. So
okay.
it's a little bit different. So I'm not really I don't have a team right now.
Okay, because we hate the Lakers here. You're not allowed to like the Lakers.
And so that's all. I'm not a fan of any team, but I'm enjoying the finals though because Tyrese Halliburton is doing his thing.
He's so good.
You know what's funny is like so we're in a certain generation. You guys are in a certain generation. Obviously, the more we talk to players in like their 20s, it's amazing coming up how like none of you. You're not a fan of a team. You're a fan of a player, right? Like we've had so many conversations with you. Yeah, I like KD. I like Kobe. I like LeBron. I don't really have a team that I like. I just have a player. So you saying you like Kobe? I mean, were you the same way, Will? Like you like a player, but not a team?
I mean, I'm a LeBron guy, so I like
LeBron.
Okay, but I feel like to that what you were just talking about. I feel like now the game is very, it's like pickup basketball. They're not really playing as a team as much anymore. The Pacers are a little bit, so that's why they're a good team.
Yeah,
but
right. Good point.
Most teams like OKC is mainly just Shea. I mean, Jalen Williams is a good player. They got a few good players, but if you were to say who's on that team, you would just say Shea. So
Yeah.
it's like
It's such an individual thing, right? And
Yeah.
totally unlike the sport you guys play, obviously. But
So
yeah.
basketball is your favorite sport outside of football?
Yeah, outside of football, yeah.
Same for you?
Same for me,
Okay,
yeah.
Katie's getting traded next week, so he's not
heard
going to
of
be
that,
here.
yeah.
He won't be here. But they got Devin Booker.
That could be good in the long run.
It could be good in the long run. He's going to be 37 years old, get some younger players, some draft picks, start over a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Totally. All right, so what do you guys have planned now? You mini camp's done.
Mexican food, straight in Arizona. It's great.
Training camp's 5 weeks away. Now what do Will Johnson and Cody Simon go do?
Don't get on a golf cart, Cody, because I saw that accident with Ryan Day and Will Howard. Don't stay. I saw you. That was probably a Michigan. The driver was probably a Michigan girl. I bet you.
Probably. I'll be here in Arizona. I'll be here at the training facility doing some things I got to do to get ready for training camp. So doing that, working out. Might get on the golf course a little bit.
Okay.
Besides that, I'm just here chilling.
Cody?
Be the same thing, but I'm going to be in Columbus training.
Okay. So you go back to Columbus and then come back here in July?
Yeah, right after 4th of July, and then get back to work.
Okay, cool. It's been a real pleasure, guys. Thanks for coming
Guys,
in.
thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. We enjoyed the conversation. Best of luck. We're excited about both of you. We're excited about this rookie class. Thanks for coming in and spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
You
thank you
got
for
it,
having
guys. All right, cool.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.